Where'd that T-shirt go? No, it's gotta get taken care of.
Are you wearing it during it?
Fuck no, that's not part of the bet. It's not part of the bet.
We had a bet.
You guys did?
Yeah, we had a bet. We had a bullshit bowling bet.
It's not bullshit.
Ah, fuck, it was bullshit.
You
I had a
agreed to
shoulder
it,
injury.
Okay. Yeah.
And the bet was we rolled 10 games, and whoever had high score at total of the 10 games at the end was a winner, right? And so I was like, I'll give you 50 points a game.
Okay.
So 500 pins.
Yeah.
I'll give you 50 pins a fucking game. And she was like, no. I think you were like 60. And we settled on 55.
Yeah.
Or you said 55. And I'm like, so I'm a horrible, horrible gambler. But I'm a great bookmaker. So I can do odds really well. I can calculate that in really well.
Yeah.
But I gamble, I'm a horrible gambler. Stink at it. So she was like, no. She's like, 55. And I think you just held firm at 55. And I just caved. I was like, fine. And I had it dialed in at 50.
Okay.
And I lost by 4 pins.
Damn.
I lost by 4 fucking pins.
Brutal.
So I would have had it if I'd gone with Vinny.
Yeah.
So 4 fucking pins. So I lose the bet. Bad. So the bet was the other person had to wear a T-shirt that the winner picked.
Yep.
And then you had to take 5 pictures with 5 people, and they had to be posted on Instagram. So did you see? You saw some? I posted the 3rd tonight.
Yeah, I saw
Did
that.
you see that with Steve?
Steve.
Yeah, because they're all Packer fans. And they took it with. I was gonna take it with his brother. And when he works at Wells Fargo, I was gonna take it to his brother. He's my banker, and take a picture with him. But he's on vacation. So JJ is number 4. But I think it's fitting that, and I see you wore your green and cheese tonight. I got my Detroit on. I got my South Detroit on. Because there is no South Detroit.
Yeah.
All right, there's no South Detroit. That song is bullshit by Journey. You know the song that's "Don't Stop Believin'"?
Yeah.
And they sing, and it's like the Minnesota anthem.
South Detroit.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
There is no South Detroit. It's a fucking fallacy. Anybody from Detroit will tell you that. So Detroit is South Detroit is Canada. That's why the Canadian flag's
that's
there.
right. Yeah,
because it goes in a triangle.
Yeah.
Right? Okay? And down at the bottom down there, it's all city and it's all buildings and there's no living. Nobody's born there. Nobody's born in South. There's no fucking South Detroit. There's East and West. There's some North, but it's mostly East and West Detroit.
Yeah.
So that song is wrong and I hate it. I hate
That's
it.
my prom song.
Well, the Twins.
That's right. I forgot
You
about
did,
that.
you
Yeah.
sang it. So I like it when you sing it.
All right, thanks.
But I don't like the song just because of that. But they also the Twins play it at every fucking sports.
It's a classic.
Well, I know because they're always losing. It's always about them losing. And it's
Don't
always
stop
like, don't stop believing because we can still win here at the end. Do they not play it in the 9th inning at Twins games?
I don't go to a ton of Twins games, but I feel
Are you a
like
Twins fan? I mean, you're Minnesota.
I'm every Minnesota sports team I'm a fan of, but I only really ever watch the Timberwolves and then the Vikings. Like I'll like keep track of the Twins.
Alright. It's fair.
Yeah.
You're not. Okay, so before we get into this, we should explain. All right, so here's the bet. So I think the picture should be of you and I.
Okay.
The 5th picture should be you and I. So we should take it before. So in case anyone can see it, it says. Well, you can explain it. You made the shirt.
Yeah, well, I didn't make it. It was on Amazon.
Well, yeah,
Somebody else
you
made
created it.
I did it. I just clicked add to cart.
So it says league participants since what does it say? Rebuilding since
Rebuilding
1957?
since 57. And then we got these lions. They're kitties. And then league participants. And I think it's pretty fucking hilarious.
Well, whatever. It's been giving me a rash wearing it.
Why?
Why? Look at it.
Oh, I think it's beautiful.
Well, here's what's gonna happen. So I worked at bowling the last 2 weeks.
Good.
That's why I took the pictures.
Yeah.
So we're all done with that now. So the bet's gonna be paid off here after I post your picture. And then we'll have a rematch.
Damn straight.
Alright.
Start saving up for a new t-shirt.
I gotta turn that heater off. So talk amongst yourselves here for a second.
Nice.
I mean,
Thanks.
I want to make this closer to I want it to be like right here.
Yeah, is it. This is the garage pod.
This is the garage.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
feel like a celeb.
You are a celeb.
Oh.
You are a celeb, bro. You are a celeb, and I'm so excited to have you on here. This is so great. I know, because we've been talking about this.
Yeah,
we talked
for a
about this
while.
since
Like the
last summer.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we need to reiterate though, for everybody, like what we're doing here and what's going on. And so, you technically, this is your second one.
Yep.
Technically, although the first one had to be edited because this is a kids show. It wasn't.
Sorry, Mom.
It went sideways a little bit, not a lot. It was actually phenomenal. It was great.
It was great. It was just like
It was.
rated M for mature.
It was rated M for sure. So could be beyond NC-17. I mean, it was pretty. It was M. It was R.
It was
beyond
pretty
R.
bad.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. So it didn't make the air.
Yeah.
But I still have it, and that doesn't mean I thought the thought process is we would maybe do a side by side and do another one, like maybe this summer, spring, whatever, and
Yeah.
then I'll
Do
see
that.
if I can do something together. I don't know. We'll just figure it out, or we can talk tonight, whatever. So all right. So the whole shtick of this thing is, it started out just to listen to common everyday people's voices, and just to hear what people have to say.
Yeah.
All right. Is that what you can do? If you want, you can move the microphone stand correct.
Yeah.
If that's better. And then, I mean, so I have a producer,
Yep.
and he hates it when I F around with this mic. And he's like, don't touch it because it comes through on the feed. So I kind of don't think that it does. But I'm not 100% sure, so don't fiddle with it too much.
Yeah.
But I think you're okay, and you don't got to get deep into it. Like you
Yeah.
can be back because they're really, really good mics, so
Okay.
it's good. So just a little FYI. She's a pro. She knows. So here's the deal. So it was about talking with everyday people about everything, and the thought originally the process was how the layout went was I got 40, 50 categories here of just different topics, and it was, hey, you pick 5 of them. And in 5 minutes, and I'll ask 5 questions. And that's it. In and out, and that's it, right? It has never turned out that way. It are always 2 to 3 hour ordeals.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I really enjoy it way better.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. For me, it's I love sitting here talking. This is great. And I want to hear what you guys have to say, So now it's kind of evolving into the voice of your generation is what it's evolving into, slowly here. Where some are we're serious and topics and people get real serious and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way at all. It can be anything you want. So the theory is that I'm not picking the categories. You pick the categories. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, but I get to ask the questions.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how it's gonna go. So yeah, and then whatever we can, and we don't have to do 5. We can do 1, or we can do. I had somebody want to do all of them. We're not gonna do that because it takes a long time.
That's crazy.
That was a 6 hour. We sat for 6 hours. All the cameras all died. It was
That's
it was kind of crazy, and we got a little nutty. That was out in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
That was
You told me about that.
Yeah, that was with the girls out in Arizona. And Henry, that was crazy night, crazy banana night. So, all right. That's the shtick,
Yeah.
and if you get cold, let me know. Are you cold?
No, I'm alright right now.
If you get cold, I got a blanket here. I mean, we're in Minnesota. It's a garage, man. We're in a garage. It's Minnesota, and it's in the heart of we're in the bowels of super cold.
It's 8
ice
degrees
season.
out right now.
Yeah, so it is 8
Yeah.
degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, son of a bitch. So, all right, wait. Before you get going, though, we
Yeah.
gotta introduce you. Gotta tell you, we've already been shticking for 10 minutes here, 15 minutes, and haven't even introduced you. Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They don't know who you are.
Oh, shut up now.
No, you're gonna give your little 5-minute elevator speech here in a second. So
All right.
you just prepare in your head
All right.
what you want to say.
Okay.
All right. So just introduce yourself and
Yeah.
just who you are, where you go to school, or what you do, or maybe
Gotcha.
you don't go to school. Maybe you just I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I know what you do, but I'm not gonna tell everybody else.
Yeah. So my name's Leaf Gleggy Torp.
Yeah, you gotta say that. I love your last name. It's so great.
Yeah.
And that's why I made you introduce yourself. And I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna try to
Yeah,
attempt to F your name up.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Gleggy is my first last name, Torp second last name, divorced parents, it's a whole ordeal. So I'm a first year student at Luther College. It's in a small town in northern Iowa. We'll see. I'm not loving it there. This is gonna be a conversation.
You're not loving it?
I'm not loving it.
Seriously?
It's too small. It feels like high school.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How many students?
It's about the same size as Eastview.
like 3,000.
It's like 2,500, which is
Oh.
I think about the same size.
That's pretty small. All
Yeah.
right. How's the town? I mean,
Oh, I love the town.
the town's cool.
Yeah, it's so cool, which sucks because I love being like when I'm in town. It's like, it's kind of like a small like mountain town kind of, you know, that like vibe, like left leaning, like very like outdoor focused. It's
Right.
very cool.
All right.
All kinds of like thrift stores, stuff like that. Just really cool town. I love it. But yeah, I don't know. I kind
Damn. That bums me out. I'm bummed
Yeah,
out
no,
that you
same.
didn't-
I
it's
was
not, like just loving it.
yeah. I've been really trying to, but you can only do so much.
Do you think that you're not gonna stay? Or you don't know?
So what I'm trying to do right now is kind of figure out. I'm trying to really hard to focus on if I'm making myself not like it or if I actually don't like it, because I know like in the past, like with my like mental health issues, I self-sabotage.
All right.
So I'm trying to figure out if I'm doing that or if I'm not, and then kind of going from there. So I'm giving myself this semester to really like focus on like doing everything I can to like it at Luther, but right now
That's pretty deep. I mean, that's pretty mindful, man. For you
Yeah.
to be conscious of knowing that and understanding that, like that's pretty deep, man. I mean, that's really mindful. Like,
Yeah.
To be in touch with yourself, to understand it about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's pretty sweet. So, I mean, the plan is you're gonna finish out this year.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Already paid tuition. No going back now.
I'm going back now, baby. All right. Okay. So, all right. So we'll get. Let's just hold on to that for 1 second,
Yeah.
and then to my right here
I'm Sierra Herbert.
is the infamous
Sierra Herbert.
Sierra Herbert,
First year, University of Wisconsin Eau Claire.
2-time podcaster,
2-time podcaster.
right?
One-time bowling champion.
Nice.
Lord, I feel like that's gonna get brought up like continually.
Probably.
Like it's not gonna stop, probably.
Yeah. So that's me.
But. All right, dig it. And wait, so where do you go to school?
University of Wisconsin Eau Claire.
Okay, right on.
Yep.
Also, me and Sierra have known each other since.
Yeah,
we
this
were-
is-
Yeah, this is.
This is super important, I think, because I did know this, but then it was reiterated to me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I don't know if you reiterated to
I
me.
think I texted you.
Yeah, that you guys have been best friends
Mhm.
since you were 6.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh,
So,
balls.
yeah, we
That's
were
a
in the
long
same-
ass time.
Same kindergarten class, but then I moved away,
She moved.
and then we kind of rekindled in middle school,
Mhm.
like a little bit,
Yeah,
and then in high school we started getting a lot
I feel
closer.
like 6th, 7th grade, kind of, not really. Then 8th grade, we were in the same homeroom.
Yeah,
and I think-
Nikolai.
Yeah, Nikolai.
Oh, that was a name drop. You're gonna have to believe that.
Well, it's not. Alright, whatever.
Whatever, we'll see.
anyway.
Like, is that bad thing? Is
I just don't want to I don't know.
I feel like that's fine.
Listen,
It's literally
alright,
just saying
yeah,
the
yeah.
person that we had as a homeroom.
That's true.
yeah, you didn't
Anyway.
you didn't slander him, did you? Did you say
Yeah.
something bad about him?
No,
All
no.
right. Who gives a shit?
And
Not
then,
on camera.
and then freshman year, we really like
Yep.
got super close, and I feel like we've been close ever since then.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it. That's pretty cool. Man.
Yeah, it's really fun, especially looking back. There's a picture of us.
Yeah.
I,
There's a
I
picture
saw
of
that
us,
at
the
your
igloo picture.
graduation. I think.
And
Yep.
mm-hmm.
I saw that on the.
Yeah.
That is pretty. Sweet.
Don't feel like you didn't get an invite to my grad party because I didn't have a grad party. So
I
making it
was
We
waiting
would've been
to talk
invited.
about this. I was waiting to talk about this. That's all right. I mean, I'll come to the college grad party.
yeah, for sure.
All right. Dig it. All right, and by the way, you can sit any way you want in the chair. So like, some people put their legs over here. They just got real comfortable. So just feel like you can do whatever you want. So whatever. Just feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You're in the king chair there.
I'm in the king. I feel good.
You're in the king chair. That is, we switched it around, and I like it set up like this.
I do too. I do
It's,
this.
it's good because you're the guest, man. So it works out good. I like this. It's nice. And if it gets super cold, then maybe we'll take like a 10-minute breaker and crank that thing back on.
You can do that.
Damn, that's so. So all right. So we could. I don't want to get into it yet.
Alright.
Because I have I do have a lot of questions I want to keep asking you. Because
Yeah.
I'm really, really interested in hearing about like 5 different things that you had mentioned between. And I don't know, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah,
you
I know,
know what
I'm
I'm
an
saying?
open book.
That's why I don't want to like. It's your categories. It's you got the floor, so
No,
you know you're more than welcome. You start. You pick whatever category you want off that, and then if you want to concede at some point during this, you
Yeah.
can concede. You told me that you didn't want to pick any.
I want him to choose them. It's his first time.
I mean,
I know, but I'm just saying, if you want to concede the floor to her to
Yeah,
have her
yeah.
pick one, you can later on. Do whatever you want.
If-
Saying it's an open thing.
if you have a question right now that you want to ask me, go ahead. Like
No.
anything that I talk.
Because I feel like it's gonna start leading it that way. It's gonna,
Alright.
and I don't want to do that necessarily.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of want
I
to.
got you.
I want to let you do it. So, because I appreciate you being an open book.
Yeah.
Whatever. We'll see. Start asking deep questions. You'll be like leaving here in 10 minutes. Well, I don't want to talk about that.
Rhino Walt.
Yeah. No. Not necessarily.
I got better.
What's that?
I got better.
You did get better. She's talking about her. I called her Rhino because her rhino skin because she's so tough. You are. You're pretty tough.
Thanks.
Let's start out with. I'm assuming rando is random.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
That's
so
so
great that you went right to rando. So, you know, I'm not sure if anybody can see this board. So it's like sex, money, education, love, career, work, human disease, artificial intelligence, heroes, death, food, God, animals, dreams, whatever. But there's one category called rando that is just random.
Yeah.
And it's random that you get to pick. So basically, it's you pick them, and you can pick whatever you want. So
Again?
it's your. But I'm saying you don't not picking any of these. You can pick your own category. You can create your own.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
random. It's anything random that you
okay.
want to choose. So it's basically giving you. It's eliminating the board
Mhm.
and saying you can do whatever you want, man. You can
Yeah.
just pick whatever you want, and then we go from there. So if you pick rando, that's how it goes.
Okay.
Or
gotcha,
you could,
gotcha.
or you could, if you want, you could concede it and go, let Sierra pick a rando topic in the
Okay.
category. You could do that, or I don't want it to be me. Some people like that. I don't want it to be me because I'm controlling the whole thing. I don't want to do that. You know, it's not the goal.
All right. I don't know if I have one off of my head, so let's go to instead dreams.
All right, dream's a good one. All right, can you remember the last dream you had?
Vividly.
You do vividly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, when was it?
Last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One of the medications that I'm on
Yeah.
is causing me to have like extremely vivid dreams.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so all right, I got a lot of questions. So let's just start with. All right, so tell me the dream, man. 'Cause
Okay.
I want to hear the dream first.
Well, all right. So I don't like remember it like that well. And you know when you're trying to remember dreams, and every time you try to remember, you forget some.
you lose a piece of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I remember I was with one of my friends, Jenna, and I love Jenna. She's wonderful.
Do you go to school with Jenna? Is she an old friend?
She's a Eastview grad.
Okay.
She goes to St. Olaf now.
Oh, she's in St. Louis. All right.
And I don't know, we were just like hanging out, and then I forgot what happened. There was like an event, and then we ended up in Coconut Mall for Mario Kart,
I'm like, I know what Coconut Mall is.
which is crazy.
And the fact that you just followed it up with Mario Kart, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly where that's from.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I don't know.
Were
I
you
just-
walking around, or were
we
you
just,
in
like-
cars? Were you
I-
in cars, like jumping over the stairs and stuff?
I think yeah, we were like in cars, but it was just like so real. It
Was
very
anybody like
strange.
Bowser there, or?
I don't remember. I just remember I was with
Sweet.
Jenna in Coconut Mall.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What else you remember about the dream? Anything else you remember about it?
That's kind of it right now. If I would have wrote it down as soon as I woke up though, oof, that would have
Where do you think that came from? Like, where do you like? I mean, well, besides your medication that you're taking,
Yeah.
that's causing that. But like, is there anything like, have you talked to her recently, or is there anything that there's a connection there in the last week or something?
Yeah, I've been texting her a lot
Yeah.
because so she goes to St. Olaf, and I'm trying to figure out, this is going back to like my feelings about transferring. If I transfer, will I go to another like small liberal arts college, or will I go to like a big school like the U of M? And I'm kind of in between. Like I'm trying to figure out like if it's Luther as a college, if it's the size, or if it's like the feel of it. So I was texting her, and I feel like my big issue with Luther is how cliquey it feels. Is that everyone like has a little group, and I don't really have a group. They're either in like music or they're in sports, and I'm not in either. So I'm just like kind of out. So I was texting her and like, hey, do you think Saint Olaf is very like cliquey and stuff like that? And yeah, so that's what she was like on my
Yeah.
mind.
So do you feel like, and I'm gonna jump out of the dreams here for a second, but
Mhm.
so do you feel like, yeah, I mean, you feel like disenfranchised, like you don't feel like you kind of belong, like you, like, did you feel like a part of you is like, I don't feel part of a group?
Yeah, 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 for sure. It's a lot of it is just like, it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I haven't done like anything like I haven't done anything like to make myself not a part of something. It's just like I wasn't like I don't have that like built in like so many people have a built in family, you know, like with their like music group or whatever,
Alright.
or their sports team, and they only really ever hang out with each other. And I don't have that, so like I'm trying to like, and it's
That's
hard.
gotta be hard to break into
It's
that.
yeah, that's what I was just
Like,
gonna
how
say.
do you
It's
break
so
into
hard to
somebody
break in.
that's
Yeah.
part of a certain scene
Mm-hmm.
if you're not really in that? I mean,
Yeah.
that's gotta be super freaking hard.
Yeah, and I've like never experienced it before either, cause like I was always in like baseball or basketball.
Yeah, right. I know you played baseball,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So I've had like most of my friends that I have like from ECU to this day are people that I met through sports. Besides like the girls that I'm friends with, are just they're like all the guys I've been on a sports team with them except for one that I can think of.
Ah, damn. So, have you thought about what about intramural sports?
We don't have them. Our intramural director left after last year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's brutal.
All right. So, what are the major sports? Like, what are the ones that they're with the like? What are the primaries?
Baseball, basketball, football, wrestling, and soccer.
All right.
Are the big ones that we have.
Man, that kind of stinks, man. That's
Yeah.
tough. That's a tough situation because
Yeah.
how do you break into that?
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know. How do you break into that?
Beats me.
Well, what kind of groups are you involved with besides the? I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
Where are you gonna sit?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the drinking groups.
All right.
So that's fair.
I don't
It's
know.
kind of a joke.
Is it?
Not really.
Okay. I don't know. I mean,
Do you feel connected? Do you feel part? Half and half, maybe.
half and half. Like I feel like I don't have. I mean, I have like group, but it's kind of like I feel like it's a little superficial.
How
That
big's
makes
your
sense.
school? How many students?
More than his, like 10,000, I think.
Yeah, it
11,000.
spreads it out.
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah.
It's that
Mhm.
small. It's like it's hard to diversify. Like, where do
Yeah,
you go?
yeah.
Like, where do you go?
Yeah.
All right. Any other dreams? We're gonna go back to dreams now. What? Any other dreams that you ever remember having? Because if you can remember it, my feeling is like that's an intense dream. Like if you can
Mhm.
remember a dream that you had from I don't know, like 5 years ago or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Any other? You can ever remember any?
I always remember them for like a week and then they're gone. And if I do remember them, like I can't like if I'm just like driving down the road and I'm just like singing a song and then it just like pops into my head that like
Really?
I had this dream. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I had this dream. But if I'm like trying to think of a dream, I never can, which is so frustrating.
Well, I think that's kind of true. But you're right; they do wear off. Like it fades.
For
Because
sure.
I can remember waking up and having like either great dreams or really bad dreams,
Mhm.
and then like just being intense, right,
Mhm.
for like an hour or two,
Yeah.
and then you want to tell people or what have you, and then by the middle or end of the day, it's like it's pretty much gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't recall. Like it's just so deep inside that I can't
Yeah.
recall it at that point. But, oh, you got any dreams?
Recently,
Yeah.
I had one last night. That was pretty kind of a dumb dream. There's these.
You had a
Terry-
dream last night that you remembered?
Yeah. There's these teriyaki bowls at Eau Claire. But yeah, there's these teriyaki bowls, and I always get them for lunch, like every day. And I've been looking forward to getting one since break
You
started.
miss school, don't you?
I miss
you
the
miss-
teriyaki bowls.
Obviously, because you're dreaming about them.
I
you're
know.
Talking about
So
them.
I went to, in my dream, I went to school, and the place that sells them was closed.
Out. Oh, they were
Like they were shut down, and it was just like the most soul crushing
Hate to see it.
dream.
That's tough. Did you wake up from that, or just no? You just remember in the morning.
Like I think I woke up in like a really depressive state.
That stinks. That stinks. That stinks. Because you've been home for what? Over 5 weeks?
Yeah, I've been home since the December 21st. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's a long time.
That seems like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get back in the groove.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
You're going back tomorrow. No, you go
I
back.
got
Tuesday.
back today.
You go back today. You go back Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Dig it. Pick 'em.
Another one? Booze.
Booze. All right, I'm gonna let you in on a little insight here because I know something, so I might as well just spit it out and say it.
Yeah.
So, because I told you, I don't have a lot of booze, so not that we're drinking. There's nothing. We can't tell anybody's drinking anything. Whatever. We don't do that.
No.
But she intimated that you're taking a break from booze.
Yeah.
All right. So why?
So okay, I started drinking last summer.
Okay.
And like it was always like super chill, nothing really crazy. I was just like drinking and hanging out with my friends.
What's your favorite drink? What was it?
I never really
What was
had-
it last summer, and then what has it been recently?
I mean, I really like seltzers. They taste good.
Right. Happy
easy-
Dad?
What?
Happy Dad? You
I
got
don't know
Happy
if
Dad
I've ever
seltzer?
had one. No. I like High Noons. High Noons are really
Yeah,
good.
Nooners
Yeah.
are they're no brainer, man.
Yeah.
We don't want to give free shout outs, but that's hard.
It's like
Nooners
free
are,
advertising.
it is. Nooners are
They're delicious.
they are ridiculous.
Mhm.
I like Nooners.
But when I went to college,
And let me just verify. Let me just backtrack here.
yeah,
Because you're not a big drinker. Like you were never a big drinker in high school or anything.
No.
Or like from what I remember.
yeah, no, I wasn't. I never really like felt like the desire to drink alcohol or like smoke or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Just not something that like was, like it didn't really like.
Wasn't your jam?
Yeah, it wasn't my jam. And I don't
And
know.
you just went hardcore.
When you get older and you start to be like, oh, I kind of want to start doing this. So I did. I really enjoyed it. Like it was a lot of fun. But like, it was 3 weeks ago, I think. I was with my friends. And the problem with me, was when like I was with my friends. I didn't have anything that like you have to be like have portable stuff when you go to college. Like you can't have like an open container. You have to have like cans of stuff you can bring because like you'd pregame in a room and then
Right.
you'd go to like
Somewhere else.
yeah, somewhere else. And I didn't have anything, so I was like in my friend's room for like an hour before we went to the party. It's like, oh, I had to drink what I would usually drink over the course of a night in an hour.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Yes, I know where this is going.
Yeah, so I got super drunk and ended up going up to one of my friends' rooms, and at this point I was like I don't remember doing this. I was in
That's not good.
yeah.
That's not good when you pre-qualify it like that.
Yeah, so
This is
I
gonna
was in her room. So her and her roommate are two of my really good friends, and she had broken up with her boyfriend that day, and I think me and her roommate's name's Darby. Me and Darby are the only people we knew. Maybe I shouldn't say whatever.
Unless you're gonna admit to a crime.
No, it's nothing like that bad. And like a bunch of like a bigger group of people came into the room, and I was like going all over the place. And I like told everyone in the room that her and her boyfriend had broken up, and she like didn't want people to like know that her and her boyfriend had broken up. And I woke up the next day. I didn't know I did this, and I thought like everything was fine. I was just super hungover, and then
She was.
like 4 days after that, like I've been like asking like if I could go like get dinner with them, stuff like that. Because like if not, I was like just eating alone, which is not fun. And like she'd always be like, oh sorry, like we already ate and stuff like that, but it was like 5 o'clock.
So she was blowing you off.
Yeah, pretty much. And so on that Thursday, I went up to her room and she's like, hey, are you guys mad at me? And she's like, we're not like mad, we're just like, you did this and whatever. And like when I've gotten drunk in the past, it would only really affect me. Like what I did the night before, it was only just like me being stupid.
Right. And now you affected other people.
Yeah, now I affected other people, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not great.
Right.
So that kind of immediately got rid of like, it made me feel really bad about myself, and also I'm in a very vulnerable like mental state at this moment in time.
Okay.
So I feel like if I'm gonna like stop drinking, that would be a good time.
That'd be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
How's it interact with your medication?
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well,
that's good.
And not that I know, because I started the medication before I started drinking, and I did research. I was like, hey, does it like interact? Does alcohol interact with it?
Yeah, did you ask your doctor?
I didn't ask my doctor. I asked.
I asked Google,
Yeah.
WebMD.
Yeah, pretty much.
which is kind of like 50-50 on that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you can get reliable information. Sometimes I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to say that to your doctor, did you? Because then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, then he's going to know you drink.
Yeah, he's my whole family's doctor.
Yeah, but they all know,
I-
man. They're doctors.
I mean-
but you're 18 now.
Yeah.
So they got to
They
hold
can't-
it. They
they
can't
can't
say
tell you
anything,
that,
and
yeah.
they're going to, I don't know.
I know, but it's still like
Yeah, you're still weirded out by it.
a little bit, yeah.
All right. All right. So you're taking a rehab. You're taking a break. You're taking a personal rehab from it.
Yeah, at least until I'm in like a more healthy
You
position.
feel like you're in a healthier position. All right, dig it.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. I understand that.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Especially because like my family has a history of alcoholism.
They do.
So I was just
What's the history? Who's got it, and what's the experience with it?
yeah. My believe so. My grandma was a closet drinker.
Really?
Yeah. Throughout my dad's childhood. I think she just hit a big one, like 60.
So your dad's mom,
Yep.
is your dad drinker?
Yeah, he drinks.
But I
not
mean,
like,
it's like you, not like his mom.
no, he just has beers with his friends sometimes.
All right, so he's not banging.
It's nothing bad,
All right,
no.
is she alive?
Yeah, she's alive. She's turning 90 on Friday, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, next Friday.
That's pretty good.
Sucks, I'm gonna
Just-
have to miss her.
Oh, that's
birthday
too bad.
party,
All right, so hold on. When you say closet drinker, like she
Mhm.
was a drinker,
Yeah.
like she had like bottles hidden,
And would like after the kids went to bed
would start doing like it was a
Yeah.
methodical,
yeah.
very deliberate type of focus on her drinking.
Yeah, I don't know like
Like,
a
like
ton of-
I'll have a few drinks here, there, whatever.
yeah, is
She drank till it was a problem. 5 or 6
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
She still drink?
no, she's 60 years sober.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
That's really
Oh,
good.
Oh hell! All right, so she stopped when she was 30.
I think and
Well,
maybe
60. That's a long time.
50
man.
years sober, something like that. She's a new
So
multiple
30,
decades.
40 years old, she stopped.
Yep.
She got to that point in her life where she was like, all right, I gotta fucking stop, or
Yeah.
shit's gonna go sideways.
Yep.
All right.
And then
But if she's an alcoholic, she got the gene then.
Yep. And then there's also a history of like, I believe my one of my uncles used pills.
Okay.
So I just like, I'm just trying to be like hyper aware of like,
Yeah.
I have a predisposition to addiction.
Right, and that's legit.
Mhm.
Like, that's real. I think that's real. I don't think people realize it. Or, I mean, I don't think some people do. They realize it, but like it is. That's a legit
Mhm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to be conscious of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then it can be a big deal. You know, I think growing up, when I was growing up, like we didn't realize that there was a medical connection there and a predisposition, and there's a gene,
Mhm.
and that like we didn't realize it. I don't think we really understood or knew that growing up. But like my dad was a severe alcoholic.
Yeah.
My dad was the same way. Like, I mean, my dad drank all the fucking time. I mean, it was non-stop. You know, like afternoon he'd start drinking, and he owned his own business, so he could do really whatever he wanted to do. But then he'd drink at night, and you know, and he was a tough guy, man. You know, he'd get abusive and stuff, whether it was mental or physical and stuff. So, growing up, I was really focused on that.
Yeah.
Like because I didn't want to be that way. I never wanted to be that way, and I never wanted to have, because I love drinking, so I never wanted to have my drink taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted society to take it away from me. Like I never wanted to get busted for a DUI
Yeah.
or get into bar fights or hurt other people because of it, and then have society come in and go, "Yeah, you can't handle it, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked up." So I always towed that line. You know, I have tried to, my whole life.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's tough when it's in the family.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's cool. You sound like you kind of got your arms around it.
Yeah. It's also like it's not like it's not like a black mark on the family. It feels like it's a very like it's like celebrated that like it's not like, oh, my grandma was an alcoholic. It's no, my grandma is like 50 years sober.
Yeah, right, and that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it should be, unless she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would be like we gotta talk.
Yeah, and like I I didn't know this before like 4 or 5 years ago. I think my mom told me, but like you would never guess. She is the sweetest lady.
Yeah,
She makes amazing Swedish meatballs. Holy crap.
she's a sweet lady and a Swedish lady.
Swedish meatballs.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah. Very very.
What is your
Scandinavian.
background?
Fully Scandinavian, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. My great grandma on my mom's side, came from Norway. Great grandparents on my mom's dad's side came from Norway.
All right.
Dad's side came from Norway. Dad's mom's side came from Sweden.
Right.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Swedishness there.
Yeah.
A lot of Norwegian. I know you don't drink, so
Yeah.
no sense in talking about the subject with you at
Yeah.
all whatsoever. Some people are built differently, though. They can handle themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I mean, they are.
Yeah.
You have Wisconsin blood. I'll say this, and I'll defend this any day of the week, that I think people from Wisconsin are built differently. Their livers are built differently. Their tolerance is built differently. Their metabolism is built differently when it comes to alcohol. I would take somebody from Wisconsin over anybody from Germany all day long as far as a drinker. Like, if
Mhm.
there was a drinking contest, I would take Wisconsin over,
Maybe that's why.
or
the
even
way it
Russians.
is,
You
'cause-
know, Russians and Germans
Yeah.
are tough drinkers.
Yeah.
Not compared to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is I think they're at the very highest level.
Maybe that's why I am the way I am. Parents are from Wisconsin, German background.
Does
Oh.
Wisconsin? Does
Yeah.
Wisconsin have a large German population? I feel like they-
That's a good
I have
question.
no
I don't
idea.
know that. I don't know that question.
HCC.
If Jared was here, he could Google that up and
Yeah.
look that up for us. But he's going so. Loser. All right,
Another one?
pick away, babe. Pick away.
I saw marriage was one of them. Let's do marriage.
Marriage is on there.
Sweet.
You want to get married someday? Not to me, but in general.
I go like back and forth. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with someone, but like, marriage is like a strange concept to me.
Yeah. Why is this strange? All right. So tell me, what's the background? Give me the background.
My parents are divorced.
Right. What age were you?
Like 2.
Oh, you were young,
I was
super young.
I don't remember them being together at
Okay. Oh, you don't.
all. Not at all. Not at
They're
all.
both alive.
Mm-hmm.
You get along with both of them?
Oh yeah.
All right, so you're close. You got brothers and sisters?
2 older brothers. Yeah.
2 older brothers. All right, so they were a little bit older when they got
Yeah.
divorced.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tough divorce. I mean, not that you're not gonna remember when you were 2, but like, was it like a bad divorce where they were just it was brutal and contemptuous and ugly, or was it like
Yeah.
kind of? Do they talk today?
Yeah. They're like.
They're friends. I mean, they
Yeah,
they amicable. They get along.
Yeah, for sure. Like my dad comes to like Christmases at my mom's house. So like,
That's cool.
I can't imagine that it was like a very like contentious divorce.
How
Like,
long are they
obviously-
married?
15 years.
Okay, that's pretty good. So they weren't married for like 4 years or like whenever your oldest brother was born. It wasn't like that, and then
Yeah, no.
right, so they were married for a while.
Yeah.
And I just said no, this ain't working.
Yeah, what my mom has always told me is they weren't meant for each other. Like, they were different
Wow.
people.
Sometimes people are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's not like you were like 12 and then took it internally and were like, that's because of me,
Yeah.
right? You
I feel really lucky. Like that's why I have like a very healthy relationship with divorce. I feel like
yeah, it sounds like it.
divorce is like this is like a very strange outlook, but I think divorce is an amazing concept. Like
I hear you. Keep going.
like
I agree.
I
with
mean if I feel like it's been like taboo, like oh they got like the gossip around the neighborhoods that you got divorced, but like
that. Right.
like what's wrong with getting divorced if you are with someone for a long time? Like it's inevitable
Right.
Then
That's
you,
the
like-
garage opening up.
that you're gonna like
Hi, Lori.
things are gonna change over time. Like there's gonna be like you're gonna realize things about your partner and stuff like that. And if you realize things that like make that end up like hi
Hi.
Right.
like me not
Why
getting
suffer?
married- Yeah, why suffer?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
Yeah, we got like in my parents' case, they got like 40, 50 years after they got divorced to live their lives, or whatever.
I think. Yeah, I know it got real cold, didn't it? All of a sudden, like shit, that cold air came in. That's
Yeah.
what I didn't like about it. Like I was kind of whatever my opinion, you know. So, I think marriage is actually kind of a foreign concept. That really, marriage hasn't been. I mean, it has been around, but to commit to one person no matter what. I mean, usually most marriages back in the day were arranged.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, yeah, you're going with you and you're going with you, and that's the way it is. And
Yeah.
you just fucking dealt with it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of evolved from there, like, oh, well, people got to stay together,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I agree with you on that, man. You know, like, if it ain't working, like, it ain't working.
Yeah.
You got to move on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Nice.
I don't have a whole lot of history with divorce.
Your parents been married? How long have they been married?
I think it'll be 26 years this August.
All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a long time, you know. I mean, I don't know if it's good or not. Maybe it's bad. Maybe
No,
your
they're
mom
good.
or dad, you know, go off and go, oh god, I can't take it. Fuck it. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so that's kind of cool because you're not afraid. Because I think then people aren't afraid to make commitment. Then you're
Yeah.
probably not afraid to make commitment because you're like, I'll make the commitment. Oh,
I was
what,
just-
what's? What, I see.
I was just talking to Sierra in the car that I feel like I've given myself commitment issues.
You've given yourself commitment issues.
I think I've worked it up in my head. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I think for a few months after, like when I first moved into college, and then up until like winter break, I was doing what I called my like a self-care era, where I was really just trying to focus on self-improvement
Okay.
and like making myself into a healthier person, doing like everything I could. Like I started reading again. I went to bed early. Drank a lot of water, ate vegetables, ate fruit, like healthy diet, all of that stuff, exercise.
So physically and mentally,
Physically and mentally.
emotionally.
Ooh.
I was trying.
Uh oh.
I mean, it's hard. Cause like you don't really have a lot of control over your like emotions. I mean, especially for me, cause like anxiety and depression,
Yeah.
things just come. They come at me.
Yeah. So tell me about your mental challenges and tell me like. I know that's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a broad. It's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be deep, and I do want to go there
Yeah,
without
for sure.
losing sight of what you're saying.
Mhm.
So because I think I need to understand a little bit more to fill
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
context. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of let you guide it a little bit
Yeah.
in that. Do you feel like all right? So how long have you battled and challenged your mental I don't know if I want to call them demons or not, but your mental
Challenges?
Yeah, your mental challenges.
Some
Your-
mental illnesses.
Yeah, I mean, I
What
think
it
that's
is.
yeah, it is.
That's what,
Some people name them. You ever name your illness?
nah, I just call it my anxiety.
All right.
Depression.
Some people like to name it like Charlie. Fucking Charlie's rearing his ugly head today.
I like that for other people. It's
You
just
know,
not.
that's not your deal.
Yeah, I'm really open about it. Like if you know, kind of know me on a very basic level, like you know that I like have like mental health issues, because I'm like I don't understand why it's so stigmatized in the world. And I know like there's a lot of work that is being done about destigmatizing it, but like especially for men,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of looked like
You're weak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
People, I think society looks at it like
for
you're weak.
absolutely, yeah.
You're weak.
Yeah.
You know, you can't handle it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just like, if I can make a time, I know I'm like just like one guy, but if I can make like one person feel a little bit better about like talking about like their mental health,
That's pretty dope.
it's
man.
worth it.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes like some. I don't know. That's pretty strong, man. I mean, that's pretty strong to lean in that hard to it and
Yeah.
just be like so open about it.
Yeah, I also think it helps me cope a little bit with like I don't know. There could be feelings of like this is unfair. Like why am I?
Why you dealing with it?
Yeah, why me?
So all right. So how long? I mean, is it something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you've
yeah.
been aware of since like maybe third grade or first grade, or has it been no, not like that deep, but it's I don't know. Take me on the journey.
Yeah. The first thing that comes to my mind, I had my first real panic attack, freshman orientation of high school.
Panic attacks
Suck. It was
They
horrible.
suck.
It was
had them. They
horrible.
suck. They suck.
Yeah.
And you don't know. I mean, in the first one, man, you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I was just sitting in the bleachers as Dr. As,
Freaking out.
yeah, and I was like, they're all doing these chants, and I'm just like
The walls are
trying to be
caving
as
in.
small as I can, and
Right.
just like everything's way louder, and I'm just like I was like nudging my mom, I was like, we have to go.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to go because my brother was a senior and the captain on the swim team at the time, and she was like, no, we have to go see Anders. Well, he's trying to like recruit people onto the swim team. I was like, Mom, we have to go.
Right.
But yeah, that's the first thing I remember, and then I think from there, I like started to notice it more. I'm sure I was having some anxiety issues. I've always been kind of like a nervous kid.
Okay.
Like when I was young, like I couldn't be in the car with the windows down because I didn't like going fast. I didn't like the feeling of knowing I was going really fast.
It was the feeling. Okay. It wasn't the. It wasn't the sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't the air. It was the.
It was like the.
that vibe, that feeling of going fast.
Yeah, for sure. And it could yeah, it just freaked me out like crazy.
Sure.
Eventually, I got over it. Part of growing up, I guess. But
Did you just grow out of it? I mean,
Mhm.
there wasn't
Yeah.
anything that was specific that you did certainly at that time.
yeah, no,
right?
it was just like, and I don't like fast things. I'm not a roller coaster guy, but just,
I was at one
I don't
time.
think
When
it-
I was younger, I was.
I don't understand.
I didn't
the appeal.
bother me. Today, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just the thought of it makes me freak out.
But
But I do like fast things, though. So let me just. I do like fast things,
I mean, yeah, I like.
but not roller coasters.
Yeah,
Life's a roller coaster enough.
exactly.
What? All right. So you had that panic attack. What'd you
Yeah.
do about it afterwards?
I didn't really.
How long did it last? I mean,
Oof.
was it like
20
20 minutes?
probably until I like got back to the car. I
You
think.
felt good, did you, when you got back to that car? You were just like, oh my god, thank God that's over.
Yeah, it was just like intense relief and just like
Yeah.
safety.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't think a lot about it, and then I think I had another one a few months after, and I told my mom that like, hey, this happened to me today, and this also happened to me when I was like at orientation, and she decided that it would be good for me to go see a therapist. So we went. Didn't connect with my first therapist.
Yeah, that's tough, isn't it?
It's
You
hard
get-
to find a good one,
Yeah.
yeah. And he also like, I remember he, after our like session we talked about stuff, and he went on to my mom and he was like, yeah, I don't think he has anxiety or depression, and like he was probably right in like diagnosis, but like when you're like, I was like 14 and hearing someone like, it just felt like they were I forgot the word.
Brushing you off?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Just dismissing you?
Dismissing it, exactly. Just like, hey, this is just a kid being nervous about going to high school.
Right.
I was like, that's not.
Nope.
That's
something
not what it
else
was.
going on.
Yeah, and then I think the anxiety continued to get worse. The panic attacks started being like more routine, and then my mom decided to go bring me to my general care doc, who got me on a anti-anxiety med, which didn't work. Went on another one, didn't work.
Damn.
Went on a third one this summer. We'll see if it's working or not.
Getting that medication is really hard to get that chemical
Mhm.
just cranked right.
Yeah.
So how'd your parents react to it, like in the beginning? Like, were they...
They were so chill about it.
They were? That's awesome.
Because my dad.
So mommy and dad, and then stepdad? Your mom's remarried.
Yep. She's not married.
But,
But
alright, so they see...
they've
she
been
sees
together
she
for
got
like
somebody.
12 years.
Okay, your
I
dad
call him
seeing
my
somebody
stepdad.
or no?
No.
Is he cool, by the way?
My dad's awesome.
No, I
love
mean
my
your
dad.
stepdad.
Oh, my
Your step-
stepdad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah, I know your dad's awesome.
Yeah.
Alright,
That's
so... Alright, so they were pretty chill about it. That's
yeah, because my dad.
Damn, bro, that's important.
My dad has dealt with mental health issues pretty much his whole life, so.
He has, okay, so 'cause a lot of it's hereditary, you know?
Yeah. Oh, for sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Like, I didn't know, so I had mental health in my family issues that I never knew about at all with my mom.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about it until, God, I was like 10 years ago, I was like 40. Didn't know anything about it, you know? And then after I hear all the stories and I hear things through other family members, it's like, damn, would have been nice if somebody would have communicated that.
Yeah.
Would have put some puzzle pieces together, you know, when I was younger.
Yeah.
Holy crap. And now I get to pass that on to my kids too, so they have to deal with it too, along with a ton of outside influences that are not super supportive, you know, between the internet and society and everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
So, so super challenging. So that's super cool that he was
and
conscious of it and mindful.
Yeah, and he shared that with all of me and my brothers from a very young age. He's like, hey, just watch out for this.
Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah, for sure. But like going back to like the history of it, I think the anxiety kind of led to depression for me.
They gotta go. Don't you believe they go hand in hand?
Yeah, for sure. I've read everything I look at is like anxiety can cause depression and depression can cause anxiety. It's just like the major depression, like when I really started to like notice things, what happened probably sophomore year, I would say. That's when my like you're a parent, you notice when your kid's not feeling the same.
Oh, yeah.
It's and
you know immediately.
Yeah. And like
just let it ring.
Like I didn't know anything was wrong. I just felt like normal.
Right.
Like my mom and my dad were just like always asking me way more than normal. Like, Leaf, are you okay? Leaf, are you okay? You don't seem like yourself. I didn't notice anything was wrong. And they decided to get me into another therapist because this is nice. My stepdad works at Children's Hospital.
Okay.
So he had a connection to get me into my current therapist that I'm still seeing, Julie. Freaking love Julie. She's the best therapist ever.
Yeah. How long have you been seeing Julia?
Junior year.
Okay, and she. I'm gonna kill that shot right there. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that they.
You're all good. I'm gonna use the bathroom.
Oh, you're gonna use a bathroom?
Yeah.
All right, so then let's pause for the cause then.
Alright,
Alright.
sweet. So I'm gonna go get my water bottle from my car.
All right, go do that, and then let's pause here. Lucy trying to FaceTime me.
That's fucking ridiculous.
She's an old lady.
Alright.
Stay strong. Don't let dad intimidate or get nervous.
Yeah, he makes
Come
me,
on,
he makes
man.
me so scared.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
maybe that's just me because I'm his daughter.
Yeah.
Come on now.
What topics have you done?
We're talking about my depression. and
What
anxiety.
topics? Here's what we did. Here's what we started out with. Was dreams first?
Yeah, dreams was first.
Dreams was the first one, and then we talked about booze,
Yep.
and we talked about a little.
I'm so surprised you had Herbert and Leaf and you guys talked about booze.
Whoa!
Wow.
And then-
Lucy, I quit drinking, bro.
Right, and
He
then
quit
and then
drinking.
we started talking about mental health, and it got really good. And then somebody FaceTimed, and the whole production went kitty wampus.
I like your shirt.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Dad, everyone here wants to do a special with you when you come out.
I'm bringing my equipment. Let's do a group one.
I'm so excited.
Let's do it. I'm bringing all the equipment, and let's do a big group one. I got like 5 mics, so we'll be good.
You can do like college students and their lives.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. We'll set up somewhere. We can set up anywhere.
Why don't you pour that and not make it so foamy? You really
Okay,
good.
I'll let you
I know
guys
it's a
get back
bartender.
to your deep talk.
Anywhere.
Yeah, it was right when it was really getting good. So we're gonna have to ramp her back up.
You're good.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Love you too. Say goodbye, Leaf.
Bye, Leaf. I love you.
Bye, Lucy.
No?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
I do have a blanket here if you want it at some point. If you want it for your feet or something, just speak up. All right. Just when we were getting good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just when it was getting really good, the phone rings. I forgot to turn that off. So but that's all right. We took a break, and the break was good because you had to go to the bathroom and you had to get your water. So it worked out good. All right. So let's dial it back here. Let's dial it back. So we were freshman year, one panic attack.
Yep.
Then that led to multiples and more.
Yep.
Went to therapist. First therapist. You went through 3 medications. You're on your 3rd now.
I'm on my 3rd now.
You're on
yeah.
your 3rd now.
Yep.
Went to the first therapist. Parents were super chill about it. They were pretty good,
Yep.
supportive. Found out you had mental illness in the family. Dad was super open about it, talking through things. First therapist that you went to, a good, bad. The first one was, it was not good. When you were 14, they were dismissive.
Yeah. There's also a strange dynamic because like my mom chose handpicked him because he was the therapist that my mom and dad went to for couples counseling. So it was just like I just did not like the feeling. Like he brought up like my dad talking about like my dad's stuff
So
in our.
he tried to correlate those two two different things. He tried to connect them and make them.
And I was just like,
That's tough.
yeah, I didn't love that.
How long did you go to him? You didn't go for long.
Just like two
sessions. That was it. Okay, then next therapist. Who's next therapist?
And then COVID hit pretty much. I stopped going for like 2 years. COVID hits and
that had made it so much worse
oh my
though.
God, it was horrible. It was so bad.
Because now we're locked up.
Locked up. I can't the kind of person I am is like I get all of like my like joy and like stuff from bringing other people happiness, and like now I just like can't do that. Like I can't see my friends, can't go to school, interact with like teachers and all the people there, and it's just like I was so down, and that's when my mom really started to push me to get back and try therapy again, but like it was over the phone, and I tried to go.
Is Zoom in? Or was it just over?
It was a regular call.
Just a voice,
Yeah.
not even a face.
Yeah, and
You
like
see people's micro expressions and how they
Yeah.
respond, and
it was just horrible. It was
that's gotta be a nightmare.
absolutely awful because also like I've tried like telehealth from my house and it doesn't work for me because I'm way too nervous. Like people are like eavesdropping.
Alright.
So I went outside and it was winter.
Wait a minute, you mean eavesdropping within your house?
Yeah, within my house. Yeah.
Okay, not eavesdropping like on the communication.
No.
But you just like your family.
Just like yeah.
It's people are listening. Your
Yeah.
brothers, your mom,
'Cause
whatever.
My mom works from home and I can hear her when she's on her meetings when I'm in my room.
It's tough.
And I'm just like, well, she can probably hear me.
You need privacy.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried that once, hated it, and then went another 3, 4, however many months went by of me just sitting in the room watching Grand Hotel, trying to maintain sanity.
Right. That was tough.
It was tough.
Pandemic. I mean, think about like you survived something that. You survived, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we all did.
Yeah.
Something that was
Yeah.
so monumentous, and hopefully we don't ever see it again in our lives.
Mhm.
You never know. It could. I think we do really well if it did, because we know what the hell we're doing now.
Yeah.
But like, I think about your generation surviving that.
Mm-hmm.
Not only surviving that, but like having no history to rely on. I think it's easier for somebody like me,
Mhm.
because I have been through similar things. I've been through things in my life that were terrifying and scary and
Yeah.
depressing and so I have had those experiences to rely on, at least to go, okay, kind of got through things here, but you guys didn't. You got nothing to look back on,
Mhm.
like oh my God.
Yeah.
Like think about how strong your generation's gonna be, like how deep you guys are gonna roll.
Yeah.
As life goes on.
It was crazy because then, not only was like the pandemic starting to hit and and my family, my grandpa, just got out. He was in the ICU for 2 months. He had just got out, so and he was still like coming through, driving from. He lives in northern Minnesota with my grandma, and he was driving through and staying in our house and going out to Mayo. So we were being like extra careful,
Right.
because like if he got COVID, he had no
He'd die.
chance. He had no chance.
Yeah.
So there was that, being extremely careful, and then my mom was really stressed out about like his health, making sure my grandma was okay dealing with all this, because like he wasn't like so what happened to him is his heart stopped, and then he like collapsed and had to get airlifted to the hospital.
Holy cow! So
He
and
was-
it's separate from COVID.
Separate from
COVID.
this was in January, I think, and
You still alive?
no, he passed away last
He did?
December. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
So no, it was a weird Christmas. This year it's the 1 year anniversary of it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Mhm.
That's tough. All right, so back your mental health, man.
Yeah.
So it's COVID.
Yep.
You're trying to do telehealth.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. And so after my one time trying it, I was like, this is never gonna work for me. So I didn't do it at all. And
Well, how alone and did you feel then? Like, because you knew something was wrong.
yeah.
Like you're like, this ain't right. Like,
Yeah.
this people ain't feeling like this.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, and it's very like I knew like I had friends who were dealing with like mental health issues, so I could talk to them about it. But like it's not this like talking to a friend is very different from talking to like a professional who can like legitimately like help you like overcome this. Like there's obviously like talking to like your friends has immeasurable benefits to just like your well-being, but like to like getting to the point where like I'm not feeling anxious every second of my life and I'm not like extremely depressed. There's some things that you need to go to like therapists for. So like I was trying to deal with that. I wasn't really talking to anyone at that point. Like I isolated myself a lot from like my friends because obviously being super careful, but also like Sierra, did you notice me like we were so close? I kind of pulled away from everyone.
I remember the swag rankings, and
That
that
was
was
fun.
about it. Then I remember we went to
Yeah.
shoot hoops a couple times.
Do you
Yeah.
remember the
I-
swag drinking?
So,
Swag
yeah, I was
rankings.
I was
Wow.
so
swag.
And I was in the
rankings.
middle of the fucking pack. Would you believe that?
I couldn't
No.
believe that. You can't compete with Ellen. Are you kidding me?
Fuck you.
Yeah, there
Yeah, I can't. That's
there
We'll
were
go back to
things things that I tried to do to just like make myself feel a little bit like normal, which is like
What did you do?
we got all of our friends on a Zoom and I created a PowerPoint and like just to have some fun.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, what else can you do?
Right.
So everyone in our little group chat, I put them all in a slideshow and ranked them based on how much swag they have. So I had a lot of fun with that. It was a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Some people did not agree with where they ended up. Obviously.
Yeah. I still think
Yes.
I stand by my decision. I think if I did it over
Wow.
again,
He's being bold.
I'm being
Wow. He has the right to.
I'm being honest.
He's. Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm not gonna. Yeah. You told me to no filter on the garage pod.
That's true. I
Right.
did say that.
So yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yep.
You just have to suck it up, Buttercup. You're in the middle
I'm
of
doing
the
my
pack.
best.
You'll be alright.
That's not very swag of me to be acting like this. I'll be better.
But like,
All right, so. Right, that's a tough time. Do you feel like do you feed off other people's energy?
Oh yeah. I'm
So being or at least positive energy. I mean, do you feel
Yeah.
like yeah? I mean, do you feel like let me ask that. Do you feel like you feed off their negative too?
probably more so than positive. Just
Okay.
based off the like. That's another thing with my anxiety is just like, I make up the negative things. You know what I mean? Like the positive things
Naturally come.
naturally come, but then like, say like, one person just does something completely normal like, and I can't think of like an example right now, but I'll just like in my head I'll misconstrue that as like, oh, they hate me, and then that idea is just stuck in my brain and it snowballs into
It's a feedback loop that never ends.
Yeah.
It just goes and goes and goes
Yeah.
and goes and goes and goes.
yeah. So that was probably that was one of the first things. No, that was not the first things that we talked about with my therapist that I'm still with, whom I started talking to about a year after the initial lockdowns, when you could start going back to like in person.
Yeah, right. That had to feel good.
Oh man, yeah. Starting this. I didn't know at the time how long the road to recovery was gonna be because I'm still like at this point in my life. I don't know how long it's gonna be after this. You know, I'm still going
Well,
through it.
Don't you? Do you kind of feel like? I mean, you'll deal with it in one way or another forever. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just.
for sure.
I mean, I don't know. Man, I got some pretty heavy opinions about so far. Like what I just like feel like you're like so way up here. Like, bro, like it's like you're so aware. Like you have so much mindfulness in yourself that it is just it's freaking amazing. So think about how many people don't.
Mm.
Oh my God, there's so many people that don't, and they struggle, and they don't want, they're scared,
Yeah.
and they don't want to. Not that they don't want to, but they're scared. But I think don't you feel like, yeah, I mean, it's just part of who you are, like, and it's not
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad thing, like,
Yeah.
forever. It's your life, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But don't you feel like it will change, and it will modify, and it will morph into different areas, and
Yeah.
obviously things will get better, and some things you might have different challenges with,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's not like I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm gonna feel this same way for the rest of my life. Because like, if I had that mindset, why would I be going to therapy?
Well, yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right,
It's like
sure.
you gotta have some part of you that wants to like get better.
Yeah.
For sure.
Have you always felt that way, that you've always wanted to get better? Do you ever give up? You ever feel like you were giving up at some points?
It's way easier to not get better than it is to get better. It's so much work. To try and improve yourself, and that's a lot of times is where I'm just like, where I try and catch myself when I'm like isolating from my friends, because I know I get joy from hanging out with people and spending time with people. So like trying to make sure I'm not doing that. I'm not just sitting in a room all day. I'm not making up excuses to not
Right.
see people.
And then things build up here,
Mhm.
and then it's like, well, there's the excuse, and then you talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And why I shouldn't be around people, and then it's just like, it's like that
Yeah,
feedback
yeah.
loop, and that doesn't stop.
Yeah. Attention, like I'm just like another person in the room. They don't care who I am. And then that kind of can help prevent one. But if I'm identifying it after it started, first thing I do is I usually just leave, and then a lot of times I'll just listen to music. It's so calming.
Yeah, music's good.
Yeah, especially I like the AirPods with noise canceling, and just like tune out the rest of the world.
Yeah.
If I can get back to my room and just lay in bed,
Right.
listening to music, and just
Do you ever have one come on right after another one? Like you have one, and then you just can't seem, or you shake it, and then like half an hour later, then another one comes on.
I'm sure I did. I haven't like they've become way less frequent.
Okay.
But like when it seemed like it would happen like once a week back when I was like sophomore in high school, like I'm sure.
Yeah, and
Like
I
during
bet-
school especially when
But
like
back in the beginning, it was scary because you just like didn't know.
yeah.
And then if like you're like, what? How do I know when the next one's gonna hit?
Mm-hmm.
Like where am I gonna be? And
Yeah.
people around me get like they don't know, they're not gonna be supportive, or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel today that the people, at least people you hang out with or associate with, I mean, that they're pretty supportive? That
Oh,
they're-
absolutely.
That they're, or else you wouldn't hang out with them.
No,
if you're around them.
like yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's good. That's good. I mean, because you got to surround yourself right. Good
Yeah,
network.
for sure.
Network is important. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So medication.
Yep.
So you're on third one now,
Yep.
and that's got to be super tricky.
Yeah, especially because
Like-
right now I'm trying to deal with, I'm like actively like I'm calling my doctor in the morning to try and get an appointment and talk about my medication if it's working. Cause like, well I had a therapy appointment earlier today actually, and I asked her like, what is it supposed to feel like when you're on a medication that works? Cause I've never like
And is it a daily med?
yeah.
So it's a preventive. It's not something that you take when
No.
A reactionary. when
Yeah,
you
no.
have an- It's
It's,
it's just a daily thing.
Daily antidepressant and anxiety med.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I talked to her and I was like, what is it really, what is it supposed to feel like? I don't understand like how other people when they have a successful med. Like I talked to my dad about it, he's on an antidepressant, and he talked about it as like the clouds broke and the sun was shining again. And I was like, that's such a dramatic like retelling of like when like in a medication. I'm just like, I never felt that. So I talked to her and she said it's
You're
supposed
like,
to
yeah,
just-
where are my clouds at, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's my sunshine?
Yeah.
Where's my blue sky?
Yeah, and then my therapist said it's supposed to just cut out like it's supposed to just like
The noise.
level you out a little bit. Make sure you aren't going as low as you were, and you aren't like spiking as
Right.
much. And for a while, the one that I'm on right now was working super well, and then but it was during the summer, so there isn't a lot of stress in the summer. You're kind of just living your life.
It's more chill in the summer, isn't it?
Yeah, and when school starts, stress starts kicking in, and the seasonal affective disorder kicks in.
Oh God, seasonal's tough, especially here,
yeah.
man. Although here is better than Michigan. So I grew up in Detroit, and when we moved here 20 years ago, I found some data that says that there are 38 more days a year of sunshine here in Minnesota than there is in Detroit.
Really?
Yeah, Detroit's pretty dark because and that's why people are tough in Detroit. They're just like, I mean tough like good tough, like they're like tough, fucking tough, mean. I mean good tough too, kind of. But you got the cloud cover, you got lake effect, and it's just cloudy all damn time, man.
Yeah.
It's cloudy from Halloween until Easter, and that's it.
Jeez.
And so I can't even imagine how people. I don't know how they live in Seattle. I don't know how they live in the Northwest.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where there's no sun. Like I was complaining the other day about it, you know, and just saying like I need that fireball. I need that fireball to come out,
Mm-hmm.
and it did today, thank God. And I'm just I that is a real freaking thing.
Yeah.
The seasonal disorder is you know I mean we need that energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need that energy from the
Yeah.
sun. You know, not just to power our shit. We need it mentally. You know.
Yeah.
You take as much vitamin D as you want, but
It doesn't.
nah, it's
Yeah,
just something
I've been
about,
taking it all year, and it's just like.
And the lamps are cool, you know, like lamps are cool.
Mhm.
They kind of work, but the light ray is different.
Yeah.
And the UV ray is different on it, and there's something about that sun, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird because I can always remember like you know ancient societies that worship the sun, right?
Yeah.
There was like sun gods and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know you kind of laugh about that and stuff. But I'm like, no, I think there's some like,
Like,
reality
yeah.
to it. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
I would
Sun,
too.
right? Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, seasonal kicks in, and it's
Yeah.
school, and then you
Yeah.
got like tests, and you got to meet expectations, and oh my
Mhm.
god.
Yeah, and so once all that other like the outside stress starts to compound, and obviously like the mental health starts to deteriorate a little bit. So I'm right now, and also the one that I'm on is one of the side effects is insomnia. So I'm
Damn.
battling that too, and I also have a shitty roommate who is the opposite. I could talk for hours about how bad my roommate is. It's
Well,
horrible.
all right. So it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
How? That's tough. And we got 4 more months at least.
Yeah, I texted my RA today to see if I could get a roommate change.
All right. So, but do you chase? So you got So if you get insomnia, then do you chase it with something else? Then do you take melatonin and?
No, cause what happens with me is I wake up. It's almost like a schedule at this point. I wake up at like 3 a.m.
Your body's.
every single day.
How do you break that? That's tough.
It's yeah.
How do you break? Yeah. I used to be like that, where if I went to bed, I tried to go to bed at like 10:30 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Or 10, and if I go to bed anytime before 11 o'clock, I used to wake up like that at 1 o'clock, and I could not go back to sleep. It'd take me 2 hours to go back to sleep, and then it would suck, because then I'd get like 3 hours of sleep,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't run on that, you know, it's tough
Yeah.
for me to do that. So, yeah, it's tough to break out of that cycle. All right, so you're still kind of tinker with this third medication and see.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is probably just up the dosage, and then try and see what I can talk to my doctor more about the sleep and see what other things can. Because I would rather just take another like sleep medication than start brand new with another like antidepressant.
Because that takes time to build up.
It takes time to build up, and it's also a pain. Like you don't know if it's gonna work or not.
Right.
And
what
I've-
if it doesn't?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I just lost 2 months.
Yeah, and I know like in the past that this has worked for me. Like the one that I'm on right now has worked for me. So I'm just like try and ride it out a little bit more. Maybe up the dosage and see if it helps.
What other things you do that? What other things you do like physically that help you mentally? Like, do you work out? Are there certain foods that you eat that you know that, hey, if I start eating shitty food, like it's gonna affect me. Like I'm
Mhm.
gonna have an effect. There's a correlation between
Yeah.
that and so I try not to. You know, it's hard.
Yeah. For when I first moved into college, I started running a lot. Like I was it was like 7-8 miles a day, and it felt great.
Really?
But then I started to run for the wrong reasons.
Like what?
running to justify eating a lot. Running because I felt like I had to burn off fat. No, I didn't. Like, I'm a pretty skinny guy.
Right.
But that's just like the body dysmorphia shit where I'm starting to feel like I'm not like good enough. I have to be better. I have to be in better shape.
Right.
And no one thinks I'm attractive. No one, like, everyone thinks I'm like gross and shit like that. Yeah. So I stopped running, and I want to start back up again because it's so nice. It's so.
Do you get the high from it? I mean, do you get the dopamine high from
Oh yeah,
running?
it's absurd. Like, you just feel so much better. Like, I remember I saw a TikTok a while ago, and I was just like, I hate when my doctor tells me to go on walks and then it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's just like it helps. It helps so much.
It does, man. There's something like, I mean, you go to the gym. I
Yeah.
mean, you work out. Like,
Mhm.
there's just, like, I've never gone to the gym and been done and felt like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Yeah.
Like, it's never. I
Yeah.
felt like shit going in and trying to convince myself to work out and do stuff, you know. But I never felt bad afterwards. Ever. There's a high. There's definitely a high there.
There's definitely a high, but then for me, I would come down really fast and really hard.
That's what I was gonna ask you. So
Yeah.
do you come down pretty hard and fast?
Yeah, and I started to notice like there was the high was there, but there was always there was never a part of me where I was like proud of myself for doing what I just did. Because I know that I was just like that I still look like this.
So it was never good enough.
Never, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then I kind of had to freak out because I developed a knee issue, a nagging knee.
So then you were like, okay, then I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm done. Not running anymore. And then the body dysmorphia is just kind of growing from there.
You feel like is it getting worse, or do you feel like you're getting your arms around it a little bit?
Yeah, cause I'm I hadn't been talking to my therapist about it. I stopped seeing my therapist for all the first semester of college.
You did?
Yeah, cause I go to school in Iowa and I didn't have a car. You have to be in Minnesota to do telehealth. You have to be in the same state.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's so stupid.
Wait. Hold on a second.
No, I know. I know what you're gonna say.
Hold on. What do you mean you have to be in Minnesota to do telehealth?
You have to be
It's-
licensed. Like the
Yeah.
license for therapy is different in different states.
Yeah.
And so, like, in order for a Minnesota therapist
to
give
do telehealth in
therapy-
another
do
state.
telehealth in another,
Mhm.
like they have to be licensed. Like if Julie was licensed in Iowa as well as
Then it would
Minnesota,
be
then
fine.
it'd be fine.
Yeah. But-
They just have to be licensed in that state.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
So
Oh, that stinks.
yeah, but Decorah, where my college is 10 miles away from the border. So my mom was like, "You need to go back to therapy. Just take the car.
You just drive 10 miles.
Yeah, just drive 10 miles.
How do
go
they
park
know
in the
where you're at?
They don't, but
If somebody found out and
If
knew
somebody-
you were sitting in a dorm room
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they were doing it, they could get in trouble. So
Mhm.
they don't want
yeah, and it's just easier. And also like
to. That's, you
another-
know what I feel about that? I feel like that's really fucking stupid.
yeah,
Like
It's
that is
so
fucking stupid.
stupid.
Like that's one jackhole law
Yep.
that has no common fucking sense at all.
Yep.
That's that's stupid. I never knew that. All right. God, is that dumb? All right. So did you started going back?
Mhm.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to work through that.
Yeah.
but-
Did you feel better? I mean, you feel. How often you talk to her? Once
every week. Yeah, once a week.
weekly, Yeah.
So it's only been 3 or 4 times now that I've really like talked to her about like the body stuff. And we haven't really dug into like the sensory issues. It's more so like because the sensory issues is not really like an urgent thing. It's just something that I have to like for right now.
Annoying and nagging and
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's not like 100% debilitating. Where
Yeah.
like, so tell me about the sensory issues. Like, give me some examples of.
Biggest thing for me is when I can start to feel my stomach.
Okay.
When I feel it, just in general, or when it's like feeling it kind of like over my waistband, that's when That's it's just so uncomfortable for me.
Okay.
But me and Julie aren't really talking about that right now because it's not as urgent as she is worried that I'm at risk for developing an eating disorder, which is another thing that ties into the body.
Which is probably legit. I mean,
Oh,
it's
for
probably pretty legit.
Yeah, and I've noticed myself
Have you noticed your eating changed in the
Yeah.
last,
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
since college, or
when I started to like hate my body.
right, because the two go hand in hand. I mean, or
Absolutely.
at least you should perceive it that way.
Because yeah, if I'm not eating as much, I'm not gonna have as big of a stomach.
right,
It's the thought that was in my head.
right.
Like medically, that's just not true. It's just not
That's
how
an
it
irrational
works.
thought.
It's an irrational thought, and it's also just not how the human body. Like
Right.
like after a while, like if you're like severely like starving yourself.
Malnutrition, yeah.
Yeah, but just like skipping a couple meals a day, it's horrible for your brain, but it's not gonna like reduce like your.
Right, it's not it's not logical. That it
Yeah,
would
and also like, even if it did, it wouldn't change my thoughts. Like it wouldn't change. Like I would still feel the same thing. Yeah, because it's just. Yeah.
What other sensory loud noises at all?
Loud, crowded places.
People, right? Like crowded places.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you pull energy from people? Like it's like I don't like I can do it, but sometimes it's overwhelming to me to be with so many people because I feel like I pull all their energy and it drains me. Like I there's only so much I can stand to be around a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just too much for me.
Yeah, for sure. I can't do crowds for more than like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I can go a little bit longer than that. I can see that, but like, so I'm an empath. Like, you know what an empath is?
Yeah.
So I have certain attributes that empaths have that are pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
So like even after this, like after the podcast stuff, like I'll be drained.
Oh yeah.
Like I will just be drained. Well, I just gotta lay on the couch and just be like, I can't think about shit, you know, which is good. That's why I kind of like doing them at night because then I just go to bed and it's like, all right, it's
Yeah,
perfect,
yeah.
you know. But like if I'm involved with that or like around, like I, you know, and sometimes I thought it was social anxiety. Like I had really bad social, and not all the time, because like I like being social and I like being part of parties and people.
Yeah.
But they're just so draining to me that it's just like it just
Absolutely.
creates so much anxiety that I don't want to do it then sometimes.
Yeah.
So, so once I kind of got a hold of that thought and understood that and had consciousness of it, then it made it a little bit better. I still have a hard time sometimes. I get dragged down sometimes.
Yeah.
And then once I do it, I feel better, but then I get drained. So, all right. So maybe loud noise. What else? What other type of sensory is?
Not as much like sensory. I guess it's like still sensory, but it's irrational observations. If I start to like, say I'm like, hanging out in like your basement with like all like the group of friends and stuff like that, and I start to notice like people like giving me a bad look, or like no one's laughing at like my jokes and stuff like that.
Right.
That then I'll start to like.
You'll start building thoughts.
Yeah, I'll overreact to that or overanalyze it.
Yep.
And like it's not true. Like it's not like that never happened.
Right.
Those things that I'm like.
But you'll
making.
convince yourself that.
Yeah,
it did.
absolutely. It
So-
feels like that's the biggest thing. It's just like it feels so real, and like when you're in the moment, you can't discern that from like an irrational thought. It's
Right.
impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you can't discern it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like reality.
Yeah,
It's
like-
it's your reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. Those are the big ones.
Right. And so, well, that's got to be scary. You feel scared? You scared of that? Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah,
you gotta be scared
so-
of shit of that.
Yeah, so right now, it's very abstract. It's not like I want to kill myself. It's more like a
It's not like you're planning it and you can see it and
Yeah.
you have it right. It's abstract.
yeah. It's just like a idea of like what if I had a gun and I pulled the trigger, stuff
Right.
like that. But then there was one day, and this is the most like this is the most scared I've ever been about it. It was last Tuesday. I was walking back from dinner. I had eaten alone, and I just like a bunch of stuff that week kind of came to a point, and I just felt like horrible about myself. Like I was a failure. No one likes me. My parents are disappointed in me. Like I want to transfer. I made a horrible decision coming to going to Luther, and that at that point it wasn't as much of like a what if as like a I should. But it was pretty. I was pretty quickly able to kind of like
Dial it in.
dial it in, yeah. And but like it was still like I'm still kind of shaken now from it. It's just it was intense.
Yeah, so have you talked to your therapist about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
because you got to talk to her about that because really, I mean, from just, I mean, and I'm not a doctor, but like, I know that the medications, that is a massive effect,
Yeah.
side effect of that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You should talk to her about the alcohol too. Because technically, you know,
Yeah,
alcohol
I
is
should.
it's a depressant.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's not a stimulant; it's a depressant.
Mhm.
So, it's almost like it can balance it can wash away the effects of
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
like it trades it off, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, so do you feel like the thoughts are coming? So, yeah, that's kind of scary, man.
Mhm.
That's gotta be scary as hell. And more frequent. Whereas before, maybe
Yeah,
once
yeah.
every 6 months or
One-
something like that, and now it's
Yeah, at once, like specifically like after like something bad had happened.
so there was a circumstance
There,
that
yeah,
triggered.
it was circumstantial for sure, and now it's just like
It's general.
it's just there.
All right, who's your go-to for that? You got a go-to for that? Like, do you got somebody that you like? Who's your go-to call? Like, hey, I'm having these thoughts. You know,
It's-
just talk to me for 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
that's somebody that's not going to be like, don't do it. You know, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously.
I
mean, do you have a go-to?
no, I like as of like I'm sure if ever I were to need one, I would have one. But
Or you feel comfortable enough
yeah,
calling
absolutely.
or reaching out to
Yeah.
whoever, anybody,
Yeah, like Sierra, Lucy,
right?
whoever, and yeah,
Well,
but
whoever's there, because
Whoever's-
if they're not
whoever's there.
available, you know.
yeah, I'm in an extremely fortunate position to have many people I can turn to.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
It's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty lucky with that.
I'm not not oblivious to like how lucky I am to have
That's
that.
absolutely nice.
Um,
Because obviously you know, right? You're aware that there's so many people that don't.
mm,
You know, and that, I don't know, that breaks my heart.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, because I kind of feel like, and a lot of that could be it's their perception of it. Not that they don't have people.
Yeah.
But that's their perception.
Yeah.
That's right. They build that up in their mind, and they have a hard time getting out of that then, and so. I'm a firm believer that I really do feel like we're all in this together, and
Yeah.
that I really do believe that I've come to learn and experience and understand that as human beings, like we're pretty good, like we're pretty awesome,
Yeah.
and strangers will help you out. And
Oh, yeah.
strangers will do shit for you.
Yeah.
Like it's like crazy what people will do.
Yeah, I remember like, it was many years ago. There was a story. I was watching a baseball game, and there's a story about the umpire of the game that day. The day before, he was walking across a bridge in Pittsburgh, and a guy was standing on the bridge, like about to jump off, and the umpire just went behind him and grabbed him, didn't let him go.
Right.
And I think he was there for like an hour or two, and like the people who walked by, he was like, call 911, and got him. It's just like, when you hear stories like that, it really is like, oh yeah, people care about each other.
Oh yeah, they do.
It's yeah.
They do. They do. I really, in my experiences and just think, and I choose to believe that too.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember being, you know, probably like your age. I remember being like 19 or 20, and setting out across the country, and I drove. I went to California, and I drove all over the place, and I was on this like quest to figure out if human beings are and this is gonna sound weird, but if human beings are good or evil, you know, not that I felt like everybody was evil, but I just, you know, innately, are human beings as a species, are we out to like kill each other and just like don't give a shit about each other and it's about me? Or are they innate? I mean, are they good? I mean, are they good?
Yeah.
And it was probably too many, reading Nietzsche too much in high school, which I should never have done because it started my brain going. And so
he's
I,
intense.
yeah, he's super intense, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember reading Nietzsche in like 9th grade
Yeah.
and being, holy shit! Like, oh my god! I've had these questions and it just like, blew my mind. I can just remember being in my public library, just sitting there reading. And so I feel like, and I never got that answer right away. And it's taken me 40 years or 30 years to, through life experiences, to come to somewhat of a conclusion on that. And it's good. It's back to the umpire.
Yeah.
You know, people are for the most part. They're good, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Unless you're an asshole, and if you're an asshole and you're a dick, I think people can put it right back in your face, and which they probably should.
Yeah.
To put you in your place, you know. So, okay, that's good. That's good that you feel mindful enough to reach out. Like if it gets more intense,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know. It's a fascinating story, man. Seriously, it's awesome. I love this. It's great, man. I mean, I think it does help people. I think it does. If people see it and they say, if not anything, they say, you know, I'm not alone.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
like I felt like that. You know, and you know, if you can do it and you can work through it and figure it out,
Yeah.
you know, I can too. You know, and you know, it's a pretty awesome thing to be able to give back. You know, it's good. Long journey to go, right?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Long way to go. Long journey to go.
My headache is so bad.
That's cool. All right. Blanket.
All right.
All right, cool, man. All right, so we were just starting talking. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait till you come back and stuff. So, seriously, it's awesome how open you are about it. You
Yeah,
know, and
absolutely.
like it's really like a ton of respect, man. Just a ton of respect, dude. It's super sweet. I wonder if you see that you could be helping somebody. You know, I know you know it, but do you like? I wonder if you understand how really awesome it is. Like,
I was just thinking about that because I was gonna like people. I talked to like my parents and my therapist and like how you had mentioned like how like mindful like my approach to like transferring and that kind of stuff is, and like I think that's kind of along the same vein, and I don't know, it's hard to like internalize it and be like, oh, this is actually like kind of like mature and like
yeah, this is cool. Like, this is
yeah, because it just like feels. I'm trying to like make sure this is not like I'm not trying to brag like how this feels at all, but it feels like very normal like what I'm doing.
yeah
For me.
and that's I mean it's so authentic and so real. And I think most things in life that are really great are that way. It's the ones that are trying to be hardos, you know, that just either kind of fall flat or there's just no longevity to it, or you know, it might be right away, but then it's just not authentic. I mean, you're very authentic. I mean, you come across as super authentic, man. It's right there. Yeah, it's super sweet, man. It is. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a joy.
What's
It's-
going on over
I don't know. Is she coming over here or no?
there? Put on the mucklucks,
Oh, you can put those on. Put them on.
the Chewbacca shoes.
Chewy. I feel like you have them on the, maybe, yeah, I feel like you have them on the wrong feet. You do. The leather little tag right there, you're gonna have to put your foot like in it, yeah, to get out of it. There you go. You have to push the liner down. Those are super old. And so those were my brother's. and I used to take a nice brush and brush them. They're not dirt. I mean, they're a little dirty, but they are that color. They weren't like white.
Yeah.
And so they were my brothers, and the liner used to be really nice in them. They do keep you warm. They actually are pretty warm. There you go.
I'm all better now.
Yeah, you feel better now. You're warm. I should put my sandals on. I got new. Were you here when I got my? You were here when I got my sandals. You brought me the
Slippers?
shirt. My slippers, yeah.
Yeah, the orange
Not
ones?
the sandals, yeah, the orange
Not
ones.
the blue ones.
No, they're my Joe Shiesty ones. Joe Shiesty.
Bird.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I'm in his camp. I mean, it's not that I never have been, but I'm in it.
He's gorgeous.
I'm going. Oh well, I'd say he's good looking. I wouldn't say he's gorgeous.
I think he's really cool. I love him.
Beautiful.
He's
I
just
do
like,
too.
he's so like.
Hot. Yeah, I know.
Nice job, buddy.
I would
He's just
say
got this like swagger about him. I love it.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Because he does back it up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like he does back it up.
Yeah.
Like back to being authentic and
Mhm.
being true. Like I think he is. Like
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think he tries to be that way.
No, he
That's
doesn't
just who he
seem
is,
like.
man.
Yeah, like you see like some players, like for example, like Cam Newton, with like his,
Yeah.
like,
He's
the
a
way he would dress is just like that's not like you don't want to dress like that. I feel like.
right, and maybe he does, and that's
Maybe-
all cool and stuff.
and
But
that's
it didn't come across as being genuine. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like it's like he was trying to do it to get the attention.
Yeah.
You know, we're
Yeah.
like, I think Joe Burrow, whether he wins or doesn't win, I think he's like that all the fucking time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you see him walking in a Waffle House and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's just there with his crew, his friends and shit. And it was just
yeah,
like,
I love him.
yeah, dude, I love him too, man.
I'm rooting for
and
him,
and
that's
I
for
am
sure.
too. I really am too. And I think people, if they win, which I think they should, I just, nothing against Mahomes, but I don't want to see Casey. I'm just kind of burnt out on them all.
Yeah.
But I do. I want Bengals to
They're
go
fun
bad.
to watch though, Casey is.
They are. They're a machine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I was a big Patriots fan because I just like it when someone is. I like it when a team is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they're really good and they're playing at the highest level.
Yeah.
You know, I love that. I love watching anything that someone excels at and is good at. And so yeah, Casey's like a machine.
Yeah.
But I want Cincy so bad.
Yeah.
I do. I want to see him, and then I want to see him win the Super Bowl for sure. Yeah, Joe Cool.
I wouldn't mind
And-
that.
And I think he's gonna blow up. Like I think he's gonna like. I think people, of course, regionally they like him, and I think he already is obviously popular. But I think the people like I really think like some people are saying, well, people are gonna hate him if he wins. Like they're gonna turn on him.
Yeah.
And I don't think so. I think it's gonna be the opposite effect. I think more people are gonna fall in love with him more, and they're gonna love him because I think he's authentic. Man.
Yeah. And you're like,
Fucking cool, man.
yeah, and he doesn't seem like the kind of guy to be like throwing it in other people's faces that he just won the Super Bowl. Like,
Right.
I think about like when he won the national championship and he's just like
He sat there with
smoking
a
the cigar.
cigar.
Yeah, he's
And-
not like.
And he was like 22.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's not like doing that for other people.
No.
I love it.
Mm. And I like this comment about when they were. Did you hear the comment about the ticket sales?
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
They
And
better
he was
send
just
us
like,
refunds.
there were refunds on that. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was. I mean, it was just like, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
I'm not,
absolutely.
not trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all in the same camp. So I got some slippers. I don't know. I wanted these slippers. I got them for all them in the family, you know,
Mhm.
and they're pretty nice, you know. Whatever. I mean, they're not like nicer, but whatever. They're just slippers. Fuck, it was slippers. There's like foam slippers. I got them on Amazon, you know, and everybody got different colors. Like Henry got like white and red ones.
Mhm.
We're kind of dope. And actually, I didn't really see any. I was
She's gonna FaceTime you in about 12 seconds.
I know, right? But the Lord got blue ones. I like the blue ones and stuff. And so I want to get a color that nobody else had because I don't, you know, we all got giant feet in this family, you know, so they're all going to interchange our damn slippers. And I don't want to wear mine. And so I got orange ones, man, orange and black.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. I like them.
Yeah.
And they
nice.
came that day that
Mhm.
that Cincy was playing, and then so yeah. I mean, it's good that they get their digs in now because you know the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl next year. So
Lions are scared. I'm scared. I'm a little
Lions are
nervous.
building.
They look good. I love Dan Campbell.
He is awesome.
I love Dan Campbell.
He is so.
How can you not love him?
Awesome. He really another authentic guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just like, don't care.
Yeah.
Like I care so much, but like,
Yeah.
well, I'm letting it rip. We're biting. I mean, like that presser was when he said that 2 years ago, and he went on there. It was like, we're gonna bite kneecaps and cheer him
Yeah.
up, and it was like, is he being like, is he like I didn't know him, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
is he trying to like, god damn, this is dopey. But then no,
No.
he's like authentic as can be. Like
Yeah.
he's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. And it was funny when the Lions lost a game. I don't know, I think we were in like the 5th game of the season and we had lost 5 in a row or
Yeah.
something. And he cried.
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about that.
And he
yeah.
cried and after the game, and I'm like, well, it only took 5 games for you to cry? Like,
Yeah.
I've been crying for 50 years. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, the Lions broke you in 5 games? You sissy. How can you be broke? Like, you're ripping kneecaps off, and now you're just like a puddle of crying. And not there's anything wrong with crying, but that it was like, they broke your will, bro. Like, come
I had
on,
a
you gotta
very
keep
different
fighting.
reaction.
And so it wasn't like that at all. Obviously, I
Yeah.
you know, it was just somebody made that comment to me. They had sent it to me. They're like, "Oh, it only took 5 games for the Lions to break them."
I was when I saw like the clip of that, I was like, this guy cares so much.
He does,
He cares
and
so
that's
much.
and that really is what like that's I believe that.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, he does. It is, and it's awesome, and they believe him. Like they're bought in. Like the
Mhm.
players are bought in, the ownership's bought in, everybody's all in.
Yeah.
The chips are all on the table there, and so hopefully they can make smart choices with the draft.
I hope so. Yeah. But you got a ton of draft picks.
I know. I know. There's just like. So I said this before that this is the first time in my life that I haven't had false hope.
Mm-hmm.
My entire life
yeah.
I've had false hope with
Yep.
the Lions.
Yep.
It's always been false hope. It's always been like, we're gonna go get them because it's the only thing you have. There isn't anything else.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we got Barry Sanders, you know, we got Megatron, we got Stafford, and now we really don't have anybody. And not no diss because we have everybody, and it's a team. Like
Yeah.
they're operating. They're operating how you should operate this game.
Absolutely.
As a team.
Yeah.
Ray, you know that from playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't. I mean, the pitcher can throw a no hitter, but if you don't score at least one run,
Yeah.
you're not going to win
Yeah.
because you're going to keep pitching. So it's a team, and it's
Mhm.
a team, man. So yeah, it's sweet to see him. I'm like, I've never been this excited in my entire
Yeah.
life.
And it's nice to like everyone wants the Lions to
They
win.
do.
Everyone wants the Lions to win. I love it.
I even got Sierra over here. She's like, she'd be all right if the Lions won,
Yeah.
as long as they don't beat the Packers.
Yeah, as long as
I-
there's no
But I heard
conflict
today, Jets. Did you see who got hired from Denver?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Jets. They're
What?
saying.
Yeah, they're saying they hired him in order to get Rodgers to be like, oh, we got your guy. Like, come on over.
That could happen. That could be
Gosh.
true.
I don't think.
I mean, Rodgers is gone. He's gotta
Rodgers?
be gone.
I don't think he's going back to
so-
Green Bay.
Yeah.
He's not going back to Green Bay.
Because
I would take him. I just don't know. I would take him, honestly. I would take him. This is my prediction. I'm going to say back to Green Bay, retires, trade.
I think it's most likely he retires.
Wait, you're saying he announces he's coming back to Green Bay, and then he retires?
No. I'm saying like
What?
this is my like this. If I had a bet on what he was gonna do,
Like
70%
ranked top
of my
three most
money would be
likely.
on him coming back. 20% would be
Oh.
on
Him
him
retiring?
retiring. 10% would be on not those numbers, obviously. But
Trade? I think 100% he's good. He's leaving. He's done in Green Bay. I mean,
on
he's,
his terms or because we don't.
I don't know. I don't know or care.
Both mutual.
Yeah, I don't know or care. I mean, if he speaks to them and goes, I don't want to fucking be like I did it, and I'm not fucking coming back here.
Yeah.
I think they'll say, okay, we'll try to trade you and get you out of here. Yeah. We're done. Like this experiment, this tough, you know, the GM. They did that. Was that last year or the year before that they had that whole thing where he was like, I'm coming, I'm not coming. He's playing games. He's
That was this
fucking-
past.
this past
yeah.
off season, right? It was a mess. I mean, he has proven that he is a little bit out there, and I don't think not in a bad way or nothing. Like, I mean, I've really come to like Rodgers a hell of a lot more this last year.
I hate him.
See,
I hate him more.
I've always hated him because he fucking beat the Lions up. But he hasn't the last 3 times. We've kicked his ass, and if he leaves as a Green Bay Packer, his last play as a Packer throwing that interception was just
So Favre's was.
horrible. It was against.
It was like the exact same drive, pretty much.
It was against the Saints. It
That
was
was
against the
Minnesota.
Lions.
No, not. I'm just saying their last throw as a Packer would have been an interception.
Yeah. So I just feel like he has control, and his control is he doesn't want to be there, and I think he's going to Vegas.
I could see that.
I said that.
The other rumor was San Francisco because that's where he's from.
They have the cap room though.
San Francisco, I don't think they want
That's my only
How do
thing.
you-
Is
are
like
you getting rid of Purdy if he wins a Super Bowl?
Purdy and Lance.
How could the rumor was that Rodgers would go and then he would be his understudy. But like understudy, he'd won just as many Super Bowls as Rodgers did.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they both have one.
Yeah.
You know, so I think Vegas.
Yeah.
Go back with
100%
Devontae,
With Devontae,
and he can just.
Carr's not going to be there.
It's a
gonna be
fun
more
place. I think he wants to, or at least he feels like he's given indication that he wants to be in the public eye. Rodgers does after football,
Yeah.
like he wanted to be the Jeopardy guy. So I think that there's things that he wants to do in his life, and I think he'd be awesome at it. Like honestly, I think he should have been. They should have got him on Jeopardy. Like I
Yeah.
think he would have been that good on Jeopardy. I've hated him my whole entire life up until
I
last
always
year.
just thought he was a dick. I didn't care that he wanted
Agreed.
to beat the Packers. I just thought he was a douchebag.
Agreed that he just a whiner and a complainer on
Exactly.
the field.
Yep.
Every play I haven't seen him complain a lot this year on plays, but I've seen so many interviews with him, and really a lot. I think Barstool has softened me up with him, and they just brought kind of a human side to him,
Yeah.
and so I've softened up my opinion on him.
That's fair.
I have. So, but the reality is, no matter what.
Fletcher.
I think no matter what, I think the division goes to Detroit.
Oh, absolutely.
No matter what, at least next year,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to think the next 5 years. But I mean, the Vikings will be there. They'll
Our defense stinks.
just there's poor Cousins. I just don't. He just doesn't have that killer.
He had like 450 yards against the Giants. He's not the problem.
I don't think he's the No, I agree with you that it wasn't like they didn't lose that game just because of him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's carrying I don't think he has
Yeah.
the ability to carry a team on his back.
It's the thing I've talked to my dad about. We've said the same thing all the time. He's not the problem. He's not the solution, though.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. If they had a super strong defense, it wouldn't
Yeah.
matter.
It wouldn't matter.
He can do the Joe
Just-
Flacco thing and win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, throw the ball to Justin Jefferson and T.J.
Correct.
Hawkinson.
Yep.
We're doing great.
Correct. He's good enough.
Yeah. If we would have had him in 2017, we would have won the Super Bowl. I firmly believe that. That's the case.
I mean, he's kind of like. I mean, he's kind of analogizing to the Lions to Goff. You know, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think Goff's been in a Super Bowl. I think you put him on the right team. He's not going to hurt you, but he's not going to carry you on his back, and it's
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody can't be Brady.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I like Brady.
I know.
But it's funny, the last year I've soured more on Brady and
Why's
gained.
that?
Just probably the public perception a little bit, and just I really wish he would have been strong enough. And I know I look it. I'm sitting here in my fucking garage, okay? So I can't be judging. But like I really wanted him to go out like really, really on top, and it kind of appears now like he's headed down the road of going, I'm gonna stick around for like 2 more years, and I'm gonna try to go as long as I can. I don't give a shit if I have losing seasons every year, and it's never losing season because he made the playoffs. But like, he just operated so high. Like he was such the GOAT. Like continue to be the GOAT. Don't drag it out too long, man.
Yeah. Peyton Manning did it right. Won a Super Bowl. Got out of there.
And look at him today. Like Peyton's awesome.
Oh my God, I love him.
I love Peyton too, man. I like him as a person. I like him as a, I don't really see Brady. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to transition into that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if his personality really, because he's just so fucking football.
Yeah.
Where Peyton's like, I love Peyton, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and his brother got a crazy dynamic.
I
going.
love it,
It
yeah.
is. It's pretty sweet. So, I don't know. It's a new era. They're all, it's time to. The old heads are on their way out. Is it?
Yep.
I mean, Mahomes is the oldest quarterback in the
Oh
playoffs.
my God, he's 27.
It's bananas. He's
Yeah.
the oldest I think he's the oldest quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think he was even in the last round. I think with the 8 teams, I think he was the oldest still.
Yeah, because I think it was Kirk and Brady and wild card that were old.
Yeah. That was the first round, but I meant
first
last
round.
week.
Yeah,
the
but they both got
the 16
eliminated.
teams. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Right. That's bananas.
yeah, that's absurd.
Even Lamar, I think he's older than Lamar.
Yeah.
He didn't play, but when Baltimore was in it, I think he was the second oldest.
Because he was the oldest in the AFC for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who was in the NFC.
This is crazy.
Giants.
It's crazy.
He's older than Hurts.
20 freaking
Older than
sets.
Hurts for sure.
Yeah, he's older
Older
than
than Jones.
Daniel Jones. Who else
Yeah.
played?
Purdy and,
Purdy and,
Jacksonville.
Trevor
Lawrence.
Trevor.
Yeah, he's older than.
Who did the 49ers
You like
play
Trevor
in
Lawrence?
this divisional?
Who?
49ers play?
49ers played Daly.
Dallas, yeah.
Dak.
He's older than
Dak
Dak.
Prescott, yeah.
I think he's older than Dak.
Ah.
I
he?
I
think Dak might be-
I think they're close.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because Mahomes is 27 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like 99%.
I bet they're same age, but maybe birthday same year
Yeah.
because
Dak's
Dak-
29.
Okay.
Dak's
so he's-
29.
He's 2
He's
years
second.
younger than Dak.
Second.
All right.
That's still absurd. Because like playoffs have all been like Rodgers, Brady, Breeze, just been like
15 years.
upper 30s. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it. I love the new generation.
I do
It's so
too.
Much, it's so much fun.
I do too. It's fun. They do a good job. That's a good balance. Yeah, it's a good balance. You follow baseball? Or no? Are you
I can't.
removed?
It's just like
Is it too much? Why can't you?
it's just not like. Well, first of all, being a Twins fan is the most depressing thing of all time.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
I can agree.
It's pretty rough.
Be a Tiger fan, buddy.
At least we make the playoffs sometimes. We never win a game, but
Yeah, I know. It almost seems like it's worse. Although we went on a stretch there. We went on a stretch for 10 years,
yeah, that's true.
but we lost like 3 World Series in that time.
Yeah.
Lost them every year in the playoff. I mean,
We also haven't. The Twins haven't won a single postseason game in 23 years, something like that.
well, that's all right.
Well, that's
Lions
pretty- that's
have
pretty
never
bad.
won a playoff game. Oh no, I shouldn't say that they won one playoff game. Sorry, one playoff game in 70 years.
That's alright.
That is crazy.
We're the
The
Cubs,
future is
we're the,
bright.
we're the Cubs of football.
Yeah.
Everybody loves us, baby.
Yep.
I heard a petition that they're trying to petition them to be Hard Knocks again next year.
I saw that
that'd
actually.
be nice.
That'd be fun. That would be
Yeah.
sweet, man. Yeah. Not to bring it back to the Lions.
It's alright. I understand.
Yeah, I mean we didn't talk at all when they played at the end when the Lions and Packers that last game. I don't think we talked at all really.
We
that
talked-
Day. We
no,
know
we didn't talk at
we
all
know
during
each
the day.
other that it's like
We didn't talk at all during
we're
the
gonna
day.
be. We always root for each other because we love each other.
Yep.
And so we want our teams to do well, right?
Yeah.
However, but when we go head to head, it's like the wall goes up,
Yep.
and it's like you
But
stay
we're aware
over
of it.
there,
It's not like
and
we're trying
aware,
to be an assholes
No,
to each
we're
other.
not.
We're very.
and then we'll talk the next day.
Yeah. I think that night.
That's
Easier
healthy.
for me because
That's-
I've
I
won
like
the
that.
last 3 meetings. So
I think that night, I texted you after the Seahawks won.
that was yes, you did, and I appreciated that because that sucked
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
would have made the playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many. Like I look at the Vikes, and it was like they won 11 games by 1 score in the last second. I mean, it was the craziest season ever, right? Well, we lost like 6 games like that too, and so I felt like the Vikings never went out and beat a team. Like they never went out and manhandled a team, and they won by
Packers.
40 points.
Yeah, and every fucking game they
Yeah.
lost, they got their asses handed to them.
Correct. The 3 or 4 losses,
It
Daly,
was like 40 to
Packers,
3, yeah.
Lions.
Lions
Complete
was
loss.
lost by 9, something like that.
Maybe it was a little more, but it was.
I
It was,
but
it was 2 possessions.
But it was like
it wasn't close. It didn't feel close.
no, like I remember watching that game in the beginning, going, "We're gonna win this game."
Mhm.
Like the vibe was just like, "Whoa, this is weird."
Yeah.
And part of that is just because the Lions are getting better. But the Vikings didn't win the dead. They got just destroyed by
Yeah.
Dallas.
Destroyed.
That was Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
No, that was the week
Yeah.
after.
No,
No, it was the week before Thanksgiving. We beat the Patriots on Thanksgiving.
That's right.
But it
That
was.
was
I bet
wasn't
on
it
that
like
game,
48
you're
to
right.
3 or 48 to 7 or
It was
something?
40 to 3 or
40 to
something.
3.
Fucked up.
At home.
And then who else?
The Packers fucked them up.
27. We also
No, that was
fucked
only
them.
one possession the first
No.
week. Or was it?
No, we won like 27.
Oh wait, that was the second time you played.
Yeah.
Second time.
then
No,
we
it was the
got-
first time
we
you
got
lost.
Second time, first time we lost. Second time.
By
we
like one
crushed.
thing in the last seconds.
Yeah.
Same with the Lions game the first time. It was
Yeah.
like a field goal in the last 10 seconds. or
No,
something.
when we played the Packers the first time, we
First time they
handled
beat
it.
us.
Oh yeah, it was the first game
Like,
of the season.
beat us,
Yeah.
beat us.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
first time you played the Lions, though,
It was close.
it was like a last second
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
I think.
I think it was a
Um,
field goal or something.
So, yeah. Season's almost over. Love this game. Yeah, I know, it is kind of sad. What do you think about touch football from Pro Bowl?
I love it. Pro Bowl was so
I do
boring. This is
too.
gonna be fun to watch.
Pro Bowl is the dumbest thing ever.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. It was like I never watched. Like it got just stupid. It
Yeah.
was like a
Like there was no incentive
stupid.
to watch.
Yeah,
The
it was
players
not
didn't
fun.
care.
At least the baseball that has the home run derby's fun.
Yeah, and the baseball
You know?
All-Star game actually has like legitimate like. There's reason for players to
Yeah.
try because you get home field advantage in the World Series,
Right.
which is still kind of strange to me, but
And
hey,
I know it is, but
I like it.
It is. There is
It's-
something
it's-
to it. Like they do play. I think they put the Pro Bowl. There's zero effort.
And yeah,
And now
especially spe-
I think it's flag football's fucking awesome.
yeah,
And the
absolutely.
Mannings are gonna coach it.
Yeah, oh
Like, that's
man,
fun.
I'm probably gonna watch it honestly.
I'm gonna watch it for sure. I hope they execute on it. I hope it's like good. Obviously it's gonna be a marketing thing,
Mhm.
but I hope they do it right, and I hope it's super engaging,
Yeah.
and people really like it, and it's a fun game because I want them to do it again. Because if it's not, they aren't gonna do it again.
Mhm.
So yeah. Well, what else? You want to talk about anything else? What do you know?
Should we do another question? I'm open for anything. I can do whatever.
Yeah.
For
You guys got time limit tonight? What's time? I don't even know what time it
going, I
is.
don't have any. It's 10:21 right now.
I'm good.
I'm chilling.
You're driving, so whenever you.
It's at 21, so I'm trying to think where we're at with it. So it's definitely been 2.5. Yeah, it's about 2.5. We're at about 2.5.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's right in the wheelhouse, man. I mean,
Yeah.
2 to 3s.
I
Do it again. Well, let's
yeah. That's
do it
part
again.
two for
Yeah.
sure. I had
Let's do
fun.
part
It
two
was,
for sure.
it was nice.
All right, good
I like
man.
this, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dude, I enjoyed. I love your story, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of can't wait to see how it develops.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see this summer, in 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
We just definitely just again.
Oh, for sure.
And to come back to
Yeah.
follow up on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because I'm real interested to see how it develops. I have a lot of faith in you. I don't know. I have faith in you because your story's pretty. I just feel like it's unique. I think the story's not unique because every story's unique. But I think that so many people deal with staggering amounts. I don't mean
Yeah.
I don't mean 50 people. I mean
It's bad.
we're not even addressing it
Mm-hmm.
as on a big level, and I think in that aspect that it's important. It's important to keep talking about it, and so, but I think your approach to it, that your mindfulness is just, I don't know, I'm kind of blown away by it. I can't wait to reflect on it, to think through it and then rewatch all of this and listen to it. I'm really interested to see that, to see if my first initial thoughts and my intuition and how I feel about it is how I'll feel in 3 or 4 days or a week or so as I go back through and I edit this. But that's a special thing, man. I think it is. That mindfulness.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they either say some people say it's a curse, that it's you should, ignorance is bliss. I don't believe that. I don't think ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't agree with that. Maybe that's me. Although I'm not the smartest guy. I kind of like that, but whatever. All right, so I guess this is it.
That was fun. Thank you.
That was fun.
Rock on,
Thank
man.
you.
Hell yeah. Thank you. What are you guys doing tonight? What's when I had you pulled, you went and destroyed my bathroom.
Yeah.
Alright.
I feel a lot better since I did that.
Pulled my silver bullets and I feel good about yourself. Oh wait, I gotta put this shirt on. Well, you gotta take the
I'll
picture.
take the picture.
Good, I got my packer. Zip it up.
Take it with your phone, and then will you send it to me, and then I'll post it.
Okay.
Because my phone's.
Oh! I told Habak I'd lift with him at 6:15.
I'm going
Yikes.
to cut these sleeves off of this. This is gonna be a good shirt to cut the sleeves off this summer. Dead serious. Dead serious. Actually, when I spoke with JJ, he's like, "Oh, that'd be a great shirt to cut the sleeves off." I'm like, "Yep." Then maybe we'll have a little burning party or something this summer.
That's so mean.
What do you mean?
I spent my hard-earned reffing money on that. I did.
Well, the bet's gonna be paid off. It's
Yeah.
You got me all over the internet.
If you're gonna burn it, if you're gonna burn it, give me it to wear, and then I'll wear it as like
I'm
a
not.
pajama shirt.
I'm not gonna burn it. I'm not gonna burn it, but I am gonna cut the sleeves off. I'm gonna Dan Campbell this shirt. That's what I want. I want his jersey.
I gotta go on this side.
MCDC.
Why do you have to go on that side?
It's my good side.
That's my good side.
Oh, it's not gonna suck.
All right, you go that way, I'll go this way. Like this. Oh man.
Can't cover the shirt.
All right.
You pick out the one.
Looking good.
I took plenty.
Yeah, you pick out the one you want. Send it to me, and I'll post it.
My fucking boots.
Are the boots in there? Oh, good. That's awesome. Actually, no, I will keep this shirt. I mean, I'm probably gonna cut the sleeves off this summer because I think it'll look cool with the sleeves cut off. It'll look Detroit. But I'm gonna hold on to this for sure and keep this.
Good.
You want to know why? It's because when
So
we
you
win the
can rub it in
Super
my
Bowl.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
So when we win the
Yeah.
Super Bowl,
Yeah.
we're gonna then
You
we'll,
can know you.
When
all
the-
got
when the
what
rain
your permission
begins.
To do?
then I'm gonna
can
then
cross
we're
it
gonna
out.
we're gonna cross that
Cross
out.
that out and then X that Super Bowl champs.
Yep.
Over that.
Or right underneath it in black mark or something.
Give the kitty some fangs.
Yeah, right.